It's the Riot Podcast. It's the Thursday, September 7th edition. And to kick off the podcast, we had to make sure we had Nikki handy because we've got bear news.
Anytime there's bear news, I have to come on.
That's right. That's right. So many people have been sending this our way. The video of the bear in Florida, no less, that broke into a family screened-in porch area and started drinking.
Lanai.
What's that? The lanai, is that what they call it?
That's the term.
He broke into the lanai, and that's bad enough. But then the bear goes ahead and starts stealing and drinking up all the White Claws they have in their cooler back there, in their fridge, their mini fridge.
On the lanai. That's
on the lanai. Yes, the fridge on the lanai. And to make matters even more interesting, the bear has only 3 legs.
What? He's so cute. Oh, he can have whatever he wants. He's got 3 legs.
How's that even possible? How is a bear with 3? Like, I get that like a dog can have 3 legs, you know?
Yeah.
Because like there's like surgeries and stuff. Like, did someone do surgery on this bear, or did he just lose a limb and he's just continued on?
He could have been born without it, but then also he could have just lost his leg in the wild, and they just have to adapt to that, so they're fine with it.
Just heal, I guess.
That is impressive. That you could suffer an injury like that and just somehow manage to survive and heal. He must have had a good mama.
He must have.
Licking
the wounds, man.
Yeah, that's right. She must have taken real care of him.
Or he just didn't feel it because he was drinking so many White Claws all the time when he lost it, so he was fine.
He's like, one leg.
Poor bear.
That's right. But they say the bear, I guess unsurprisingly, is known in the area because you see,
Why? How?
Well, other bears could be mixed up, but you see a 3-legged bear, you're going to remember him.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And he's going to stand out. They've come to calling him Tripod. Is that insensitive?
Is that like a slur? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
For somebody with 3 legs.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah,
I feel like you need to brush up on animal stuff, though, because you're like, how can they notice him? Like, why wouldn't you notice a 3-legged bear?
I guess this makes sense.
The whole time.
The 3-legger, you would remember him. The other 20, they all look the same.
Don't you think it's rude to call him Tripod, though? Because I was going to say, what would, that'd be like calling a person with 1 leg something, but I don't even want to say because I think that'd be rude. I get booed off of the radio and the podcast.
Go ahead, say it.
No, I'm not doing it.
What are you thinking?
I'm not doing it. I am not.
We need help.
I have a name in mind, but I won't do it. I will not
keep it to yourself.
do it because it would be rude.
The bear's not going to be offended. But I tell you what, next time if you see the bear, you can run it by him to see if he has any issues with it, or what would be a better name for the bear.
I mean, just anything. Just name him like a normal bear because that's what he is. He's a normal bear that happens to have 3 legs and drink White Claws.
Well, I would have thought they would have gone with a White Claw sort of name.
Yeah.
Because, that's more the oddity, I think, that he's got a little drinking thing. So I'm not sure.
I guess we call him Peg.
No. And now there we go. Now it's worse.
Captain Hook.
He doesn't have a peg leg. He's just completely missing. He's missing the 3. He's missing the full leg.
Yeah.
Call him the tricycle.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, you do need this. I just want to make sure, too, though, I wanted to bring this up to you, Nikki, because I wanted to make sure you don't take away the wrong message and start, buying up all the White Claw in town. To try to
get outside for the bear.
You see Nikki roll into Costco.
I have a lanai.
How do we know this isn't her house?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
All of a sudden, it's.
Well, listen, I don't have a fridge out there, so that's different. And there's more bobcats in this area than pumas than bears. But you guys need to search. There's another bear video of, I think it was down more south than me. And it was a bear that fell asleep at the front door. So they caught him at his Ring camera. And he was sleeping there for a few hours. And it's so cute. Why can't that happen?
Nikki opens her front door and she's dragging the bear inside. She's like, just come and lay in here. It's so much comfier.
If it's
south a couch in here.
If it's south of you, then who knows? Maybe your day will come in where you live now. But I just, I don't know. You say you don't have a fridge back there, which makes even easier access for Tripod to come and steal White Claw from you if you lay it out there. I don't think he's going to be deterred by it being warm.
Yeah,
yes.
jingling.
That's a kid. Can you hear the jingling behind me?
Yes, I can.
That's Rolo.
He's like, we don't need any other animals.
Yeah. I don't want to be
I
replaced
am the
by
bear of the
tripod.
family.
Yes.
That's my dog Rolo. He says hi, everybody.
Oh, always happy to get Rolo on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Nikki, thanks for
He wants his
joining us.
moment.
Thanks for stopping by, and don't go buying up all the White Claw.
Okay. But I will leave the back door open.
It's the riot.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
It is the riot on Radio U. We're ready to food fight here. We have White Castle's new French toast sliders, their latest addition to the all-day breakfast menu. Now, we were hyping up White Castle in the service, but then we just realized that, Isaiah, you didn't get the sandwich you ordered.
Not even close. I asked for a sausage, egg, because I'm not a big fan of the cheese. So I said no cheese.
Uh-huh.
They give me cheese, they give me no egg.
That's an egregious mistake. That's a way different sandwich.
A sausage, cheese.
But fortunately, we had the bonus sandwich that we didn't actually intend to ask for. So have you doctored it up and you actually have what you were hoping
now
for?
Yes, because they gave us that extra sandwich we didn't order. They gave us that egg and cheese. So now I've got a sausage, egg, French toast slider.
Perfect.
Like they intended.
And I have a bacon, egg, and cheese French toast slider. They, according to their website, this is sweet and savory with a cinnamon swirl. And they did provide they provided maple syrup to
I
go
asked
with
for
it.
that,
Oh,
yep.
you asked for it.
Yes.
So you have some over there for yourself.
Of course I do.
All right, perfect. I'm going to go one bite, no maple syrup, and then we'll see how that improves things. But the bacon, I mean, it's flopping all over the place. I don't know if it's a lot of bacon or if it's just big, long strips that can't be contained by the little French toast bun. No, I dropped bacon on the computer. Not bad. The bacon tastes good.
With syrup, way better.
Better with syrup, eh?
Way better.
Let me test that out. The syrup is an improvement, but I think it was good without the syrup.
It's good without the syrup, yeah. I agree. I prefer it all breakfast with syrup. If I can put syrup on everything in a breakfast, I will. Sausage, bacon, obviously waffles, pancakes, French toast.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer syrup with it all. But overall, this is really good. The egg is really good.
It's so, don't you think it's just so easy to do breakfast? It's remarkable that any fast food place can mess it up. In fact, I don't know that many do. This is a good breakfast sandwich. I'm happy to start my day this way.
This breakfast sandwich, you ready for something crazy?
Yeah. Oh, you got something?
This is better than every McDonald's breakfast sandwich.
Oh, why do you say that?
It just tastes better.
I feel like it tastes, I would say it tastes more real or more homemade.
It does because the McGriddle is so fake.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
McGriddle is trash. I used to get McGriddles every time I went for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my go-to order, is a McGriddle. And this is just like a better McGriddle. And the egg is way better too.
Yeah, I don't know if
The French toast just is actual French toast.
Yeah.
Like you can tell by looking at it that it's French toast.
You think one of the chefs at 3 a.m. was really, can you even call them that? Whatever, one of the White Castlers. You think they were really cooking up French toast, or do you think they just pulled a loaf of French toast out of the freezer and thawed it out?
I don't know, but either way, it tastes good. And this is sitting. I got this probably 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I'm sure
now.
if I ate it right when I got it, it probably would have been even better.
I think it's hard to disagree. It would be good to have a side by side to really see truly versus the standard McDonald's McGriddles, which one would be better. But it is hard to disagree. I do enjoy this, and it really does taste like the style you would make at home, which is a compliment. It doesn't feel like a fake egg or, whatever. Yeah,
for me, I'm taking this yet again. I mean, this compared to a McGriddle, and yet again, a McGriddle was my go-to at McDonald's for a long time. This destroys it. It's not even close. I mean, it's legitimately not even close.
That's controversial. Who knew you liked White Castle so much?
I've never even had a White Castle breakfast. I haven't had White Castle in years. I don't even know the last. I can't even think of a time that I've ever even had it.
This is it's available all day too. So now you have a reason to go.
It's better breakfast than McDonald's already. Look at that.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
You know what else is coming soon? No Shave November. It's only 2 months away.
We are getting close.
We're getting close, and if you wanna get a head start, this is a great time to grow a beard, wouldn't you say?
What's today?
September 7th.
I would say if you want to run it into No Shave November, your best bet is probably starting early October. Giving yourself a month in advance, depending on how much you struggle. If you struggle a little more, maybe a month and a half in advance.
Because you're saying, why would you suggest that?
Waiting a little bit to start it up?
Yeah.
Because by the end of November, you're going to look crazy if you do no shave.
If you get the beard. Yeah, but if you get the beard going now and just have some beard instead of going from clean shaven on November 1st to the end of November, if you get something going now, you don't have to not shave until November.
It just depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
Are you trying to show how masculine you are, which would be clean shaving November 1st and showing that you can quickly grow a beard and seeing how long it can get starting from 0? Or are you looking for just the grisliest look you've got?
Yeah.
Because then you might as well just start growing it right now and not shave until then.
To me, I think we're out of the summer. We're saying goodbye to summer. You don't have to say goodbye if you don't want to, but then again, if you want to say hello to fall is a great time to have a beard as the temperatures drop and you want your face to be nice and warm and just have it's a fall look, isn't it? It goes well with flannel and beanies and pumpkin spice lattes, scarves.
What, a beard?
Yeah.
I think we're stretching now.
I think that's the truth. And so, I mean, the truth is a beard looks great with anything. But I'm just saying, as you get into the fall, I think it's a real fall look, and more people are going to be sporting it. As someone with a beard, does that bother me? That some people are just going to come in and drop in like they've had a beard the whole time?
Like I did on you.
Yeah, you did do that. But I mean, everybody has to start sometime. I'm just happy. I'm a beard proponent. I just think the more people have beards, the better. So I
agree.
Whenever you start it, I don't want to get upset with you. And it's not just me that thinks everybody should have a beard. It's scientists as well. There are apparently several benefits to having a beard, and this is some new info that came out revolving around World Beard Day, which I don't know if you know, that's September 2nd. So it just happened a few days ago.
Oh, we missed it.
Yeah, we did. It was the weekend. But World Beard Day, some of the positives of having a beard is that people with beards tend to have more confidence.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
I mean, it's probably, in my case, unearned, but nevertheless, I'm a confident guy. Also, obviously, a sign of masculinity.
Makes sense.
So if you want to project that, which I need to do that somewhere.
Might as well be out of the beard.
I've only have a few options, and so that's the one I've gone with. There are plenty of benefits to having a beard. Now, granted, is this coming from the beard lobby? Perhaps.
Probably.
But nevertheless, I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, I'm pro beard now that I have one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pro if you'd like to try to grow one. Mm-hmm. I think you should try to grow it. Because if you haven't tried to grow it, what happened with me is I went from nothing ever, no facial hair, to full beard. Because I shaved every day. I didn't even know I could grow a beard. And then what happened, I tried to grow one, grew in full, as it should. And everybody loved it ever since.
That's right. That's right. You never know how your life could change if you just grow a beard.
And you're probably shocked that you probably can grow one, even if you've never grown one before.
You never know until you try. You don't know what you're missing out on until you at least give the beard a chance. And so the show as a whole, we are saying, get started on that beard. go for it. Reach new heights. Accomplish new things.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, I don't know if you know this, but one of the biggest marathons in North America took place last month. The Mexico City Marathon. About 30,000 people participated. But here's the problem. About 11,000 of those 30,000 cheated.
No, they did. A third.
That's over a third. Over a third. 1 out of every 3 runners in the Mexico City Marathon has been accused of cheating. And these aren't just accusations. This is the organizers of the event have stripped them of their times and any accomplishments that come along with that because they believe that these 11,000 people cheated.
Well, maybe they didn't know, Maybe they were just following the person in front of them. Which resulted in a chaotic mess of cheaters.
That's very charitable of you, but it's not just that they skipped parts of the course. Many of these people are accused of using cars, public transportation, and bikes to speed up their times and potentially skip parts of the course as well.
Was there money on the line?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why would you cheat at a marathon? It's something that 11,000 people, they couldn't have all thought they were going to win, right?
Yeah.
So
even if they cheated, how many people came in? 1 in every 3 people came into that day I've got the plan to win this thing. I'm going to cheat. And everybody had their side person that was ready to pick them up.
Yeah.
During the race at a particular meeting spot.
One person that's let me hop on the bus.
Yeah.
I'll be faster than running my marathon time. I don't understand. I don't understand the motivation. Maybe it's because I've never run a marathon for myself personally, but it seems to me that the only reason I would ever cheat is if there was a chance that it could make me win, and obviously I would get away with it. But I mean, again, 11,000 people, that can't be the explanation for all of them. So what purpose was served by them cheating? Especially at something like a marathon. To me, that feels like such
a bucket list thing, right?
Yeah, it's a personal accomplishment.
A personal challenge.
And I don't know if it's going to feel the same. I'm sure, again, I don't know if this is going to count for 11,000 people cheating, but I'm sure there's some people that would love to be able to get that 26.2 magnet for the back of their car and be able to brag to others, yeah, I ran the Mexico City Marathon. And in the back of their mind, they know that they actually used a bike for a lot of it or something. You
think that those people still trained or no? If you went into the marathon knowing you were going to cheat,
yeah,
you think they still trained? Or they just hot dog it, They just show up?
Maybe that's the explanation is all these people slacked on their training.
They didn't train enough.
The best of intentions. They're when August comes around, Mexico City Marathon, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be 26.2 miles. Here I come. And the marathon gets closer and closer, and they realize more and more, I can't do this. I'm going to need to hop in somebody's bus, hop in a car.
They start calling someone halfway through the race.
Yeah.
Can you come pick me up and drive me to the rest of the way?
Yeah. You know what's sad, too, is some people run marathons competitively. Some do it as a little personal challenge to themselves. A lot of people do it for charity. If you ran to raise money for cancer or something, do you have to give it back if you're caught of cheating? That's the real question.
That's a good question.
Because then who's the heartless one? Is it the cheater, or is it the people forcing you to refund their cancer donation because you didn't actually run the marathon?
Yeah, that's a double doozy there.
Yeah, now who's the bad guy?
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
You know what we might need to do this Tuesday? Is try Wendy's newest addition to the Frosty lineup.
Oh, a new Frosty?
A new Frosty. I love that Wendy's has finally started switching things up with the Frosty. It's no longer the same old. Now, starting Tuesday at Wendy's, the seasonably appropriate brand new pumpkin spice Frosty will be available. I think it sounds nice.
Pumpkin spice frosty.
The pumpkin spice frosty.
Supposed to be excited for this?
Yeah. Their signature creamy textured frosty with hints of pumpkin and a blend of warm spices like cinnamon and nutmeg.
It just doesn't quite do it for me. I wish that they would do some different flavors with frosty.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't one of the ones that I would have selected. Because I would never buy pumpkin spice ice cream. Or if I went to the ice cream store, what are they called? Ice cream shop?
Uh-huh.
If I went to Dairy Queen or Grater's or Cold Stone, whatever be your favorite, if they came out with pumpkin spice for the fall season, I wouldn't be one that I would choose.
That's shocking, actually, because, I might not think that either, that it would be a top choice over some of the classic ice cream options, but I know somebody, my wife, who says that the pumpkin pie blizzard from Dairy Queen is the best blizzard that they ever make.
Really? The pumpkin pie?
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. So for her, and she doesn't even like pumpkin pie that much. So maybe there's just something special. There could be something special.
Maybe there's something here.
Yeah, we just don't know. Also, Wendy's, starting on Tuesday as well, they'll be putting that pumpkin spice frosty mixture to another good use, and that's mixing it with their cold brew for the pumpkin spice frosty cream cold brew, also available.
So Zana asked why everyone does pumpkin as their fall flavor, but no apple.
You know what? The results speak for themselves, I would say.
There is some apple stuff.
There's some.
Not as much as the pumpkin.
But, Susanna, what do we always say on the show? That it all comes down to the almighty dollar. We say that all the time. If there was more money in Apple, if there was more money in Apple, then companies would sell Apple. This is what people want. This is what the people want. It's pure and simple.
Who are these people? I'm really starting to question
the American public.
I do see, like, when the pumpkin spice thing comes out, people go out and get it and whatnot. Pumpkin spice frosty. I mean, we're gonna try it either way.
Yeah, we are, and that's all they need. So coming up on Tuesday, hope you're ready. Pumpkin spice frosty and frosty cream cold brew at Wendy's.
Our final pumpkin spice of the fall.
That could quite possibly be true.
I could only freaking hope so.
Season will end on September 12th, Press.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
I don't know if you've heard this, but India has been kicking around the idea, the country of India, of changing their name.
A new name? Maybe some new branding.
They may no longer, sometime soon, be known as India on the world stage because many of their politicians, their leaders of India, have started using the term Bharat instead. Bharat. I guess I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. They have been using that as the name for their country, as opposed to India. I guess the reasoning, it seems, goes back to that's like, Hinduism very big in India. And so that is traces its roots back more in Hinduism, whereas the name India comes from when the British showed up there, and that's what they called it. So I guess that makes sense, right? But here's what's even crazier. If India changes their name officially to Bharat, it seems that their neighbor, Pakistan, will want to take over being known as India.
Oh, yeah. So they also want to change.
Yeah.
They want it. So Pakistan wants to go by India.
Yeah, I guess
new branding for them as well. That makes sense.
Apparently
they could use it.
They've been jealous of India all this time. And so if India gives them the chance, they're going to take the chance to be known as India. I say, why wait? Why not just have two Indias if you want to be India that bad?
Yeah, why can't you just change it? Just take it now.
Yeah. We already have two Koreas, two Dakotas, two Kerala. I think we can figure it out,
True. Two Mexicos. We've got Mexico and New Mexico.
That's right. You could call it New India if you want.
Oh, New India. That's a ring to it. I'm hearing that. Showing a little bit of
creativity.
little creativity.
Yeah. It's just, it is confusing. I think the reasoning, I can understand why India, I also think I've seen in India more, they seem to, and I'm only very vaguely familiar with this, but they seem to want to reduce kind of the Western influence, America and Britain and the like have had, and they don't think that belongs in India. And so they want to be more of their own thing, more of their own culture. And so I understand why they want to change. I suppose that makes sense. Although anytime a country changes its name, it's confusing to me. But I don't know if I really grasp why Pakistan wants to take over being India.
Maybe they don't like the branding they have right now for Pakistan. You think they have good branding? I would lean maybe not so good branding. Maybe India's branding a little bit better.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Why wouldn't they just come up with a new name altogether? I mean, there's so many cool names. Like, if somebody gave me the opportunity to rename the U.S., I would rename it.
What would you rename it?
Titan.
I don't know if that sounds like, I mean, it's cool, but it also could be like, it kind of sounds like something a villain would do.
Oh, you think I'm possibly evil?
Yeah, I don't know.
Pointing us in a different direction?
Based off of that. I don't know. It's tough. Because when you just go around renaming things, then what are you? You're Elon Musk.
Now it's X.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So
you're the Washington Commanders all of a sudden. Nobody's taking you serious.
Exactly. So maybe before you go changing all haphazardly, just, don't rush into it. Is all I'm saying.
Make sure you pick a good name.
Yeah.
Or else then you're the Guardians.
Yeah, the Guardians, the Commanders, and nobody will ever forget your past.
You got to get a cool name. You got to sell the name. Mm-hmm. You can't just switch your name up to some mid-level name. It's got to be a good name.
I feel if Pakistan takes over being India, I don't know if that's good enough.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Isaiah, you ever heard of this? You've seen this going around on TikTok? The shut up ring.
I haven't seen this.
The shut up ring is what women are referring to as basically an engagement ring that you would get as your what would be new fiance's way of saying shut up about getting married. It's supposed to be a red flag. And what makes something a shut up ring is that typically it's what would be on the cheaper end, because instead of having one big gemstone, it's a composite ring, basically. A bunch of little tiny diamonds make up what kind of appears as a bigger diamond, what would be the centerpiece, but it's really a bunch of tiny diamonds, and so it's much cheaper. Therefore, maybe they're not making the true investment monetary-wise, signifying they don't believe in the relationship. They just want you. But it's, maybe you as the woman presented a ultimatum: get me a ring or it's over. And so the guy gets the ring, but it's a shut up ring.
Interesting thought process.
Yeah.
I don't know if the size of the ring has anything to do with it being a shut up ring or not.
Yeah.
Because I think I would rather commit myself to paying a lot of money for a ring than completely just getting married to someone, because getting out of that versus getting out of spending a lot of money is a lot harder to do. So I would say the ring size, I don't know if that has as much to do with it being a shut up ring, because the commitment's still the same. You're still getting married either way. So then being like, maybe this won't work, but I'll get married anyway. I'll just get her a small ring. That's not really how that goes. In my mind, I would say the scarier part would be the commitment. But at the same time, if they are really pestering them about getting married, that could happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the anecdotal evidence is clear. Lots of women have shared their stories about how this ring they should have seen the signs that it was the beginning of the end. That it showed that the boyfriend, soon to be husband, was not invested the same way that she might have been. However, I don't know if it's such a conscious decision, I don't know if it's the guy going, fine, I'll throw a few $100, because literally some of them are really that cheap. I'll throw a few $100 at the engagement ring. She'll shut up about it. And, we'll just figure things out from there. I don't know if it's that. Maybe sometimes maybe they have a lower budget and they get kind of talked into it, even though it's probably not what most women actually want. They get talked into by some shifty salesman that this is just as good as getting a real, one with one big gemstone. Just get the composite and you'll save a bunch of money. And she'll be so happy. Which is still a bad sign if you could get talked into that. To me.
Is it though?
Yeah.
I'm not saying is that a bad sign. I'm saying this is going to be yet again controversial.
Uh-huh.
Does it really matter? Does the ring really matter? Has to be like a $10,000 ring?
I mean, the truth is
it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but let's be real, Isaiah. Let's be real.
Like in my mind, she's carrying around a fake Louis Vuitton bag anyway. Why do you care so much if your ring's fake?
Yeah.
You're willing to wear that every day when you're spending money on it, but all of a sudden they wanted to spend $10K on it. It sounds crazy to me, but at the same time, it's a big deal, so I understand why it would be.
Yeah,
but
you're not carrying the Louis Vuitton fake bag around for the rest of your life.
I don't think
showing
that
it off on Instagram.
I don't think that the lower priced ring, maybe that's just his budget. It doesn't mean that he's not just as committed.
Yeah.
It might just be his budget if you want to get married.
It is true. If people could have a man could have the very same mindset and spend a lot of money on a ring, if he just has enough money to do that. And so any ring could be a shut up ring, but I think this one, I think it's fair to say though, it's we're not going to dispute. It's more likely that this is a shut up ring.
Given if they spend $10K, I agree.
Yeah, if you're spending a couple $100 on an engagement ring, at the end of the day, you know what? Unless you're really down and out, and then maybe you just need to take some time to save anyways. Unless you're down and out, maybe the shut up ring just isn't the right way to go.
Maybe it's not.
Ring. Yeah,
I don't think the shut up ring's ever the way to go. Actually,
I think that's fair to say.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
The Thursday tradition, Isaiah and I take turns and choice champions, snake drafting a team based off a certain topic, fantasy draft style. Today, our topic is actresses. That's in honor of Actors Day, which is coming up tomorrow. Now, we already did an actors draft in the past, so today we'll be drafting actresses, and then it will be up to you to text in and vote and tell us who chose a better team. Also, any actresses we miss, because we only get to draft 6. So
I've never been less confident.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a pretty firm top 3 that I hope you don't snag any from. And then, but after that, I do have some others, but I'll be real disappointed if I don't get my top 3. You do have the first pick, by the way.
Do I?
You do. Fortunately for you.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because as I go down my list here, I have no idea who I even want to pick. I had 7 names.
Uh-huh.
I've narrowed those 7 down to 5, and I don't even know who to take at 1. I don't even know. But I'm going to just pick one.
You want to pass?
I'm not passing. I would never pass.
You want to auto draft?
No, I'm not auto drafting. I will take, with my number 1 overall choice.
Mm-hmm. Your favorite actress?
I'm not even sure. I'm going to go with Jennifer Aniston.
Wow.
That's my number 1 pick.
That's an interesting choice.
That's who I'm going with.
I mean, who dislikes Jennifer Aniston?
She's grand.
Yeah. Great. That's a good choice. There was
Friends, Horrible Bosses, We're the Millers, Just Go With It, The Breakup, Marley and Me.
Yeah.
We love her in so many.
A murderer's row of movies, to say the least. All right. Well, now I get 2 in a row, and I am going to take... It's hard for me to go against Scarlett Johansson, so I'll take her with the 2nd overall pick.
That was one of mine.
Well, it makes it easier for you, really. But, I took her. She wouldn't have been necessarily my first pick, but I'm afraid you're going to steal her. And then my other next pick, who would probably be, she's my favorite actress, if I had to narrow it down to one, my fellow Canadian, Rachel McAdams.
She was on my list earlier before I
She didn't
started
make the cut.
X-naying
She didn't make
names.
the cut.
Before I started getting rid of names.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I've got a back-to-back.
Yep.
I'm going to go Margot Robbie.
Dang it, that was my
You
other
thought
pick.
I wasn't going to pick Margot Robbie? I almost took her at one.
Yeah. What movies do you like her in?
Suicide Squad, Barbie, one of my personal favorites.
I'm beginning to question whether you've seen any of her movies.
Margot Robbie movies?
Yeah.
I'm the only one who even likes Suicide Squad in this room. She's also in Focus with Will Smith. You know I like Will Smith.
Yeah.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Uh-huh.
Many others.
Okay.
My final pick?
Yeah.
A woman who ruled, what would this been, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
One of her movies came into question as of late. That is Sandra Bullock.
She's one of your faves, huh?
Yeah, she's an
I was
all-time
not expecting
favorite.
that. I was not expecting you to take Jennifer Aniston or Sandra Bullock.
Who'd you expect from me?
Actually, I didn't expect Margot Robbie either because I thought I could save her for my third pick, even though she's so big right now.
I don't know who you expected me to choose.
I don't know. Just not them. My last pick, you've thrown me off a little bit.
Good.
But how can you have an actress draft and not take Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence, good pick.
She was decidedly below my top three, but even in movies that I don't particularly enjoy the movie, if she's in it, she's always good. So I like Jennifer Lawrence. Good choice. So there we have it. Your Choice Champions draft actresses this week. Isaiah, your team is after the number one overall pick.
Jennifer Aniston, Margot Robbie, Sandra Bullock.
And I have Scarlett Johansson, Rachel McAdams, and Jennifer Lawrence. Who has a better team? 8772 RadioU, and let us know any we missed as well, and we'll see what the people think coming up next.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
In honor of World Actors Day, which is actually tomorrow. We already did an actors draft in the past. This time we're doing actresses. Isaiah, your team, you had the first overall pick is
Jennifer Aniston, Margot Robbie, Sandra Bullock.
And I went with Scarlett Johansson, Rachel McAdams, and Jennifer Lawrence. First of all, I think we should address Gary, who said, what is exactly the criteria? Because if we're talking about actual acting skill, we missed Meryl Streep. That's true. Meryl Streep is inarguably a great actress. But is she our favorite? No.
I couldn't toss her as obviously, she's listed on all of these lists.
Yeah.
When I was Googling best women actresses, she was at the very top 5 in every single one.
She might be,
yet again, for
she
me,
may be the actual best actress that's ever lived.
Yeah.
As far as I know. But she's not my
that's
favorite.
Not true that's not true to me, you know?
There's only a few things I've watched with her in it where and one of them is currently now Only Murders in the Building, which is, she's great in it, but it's not like what she would be known for. But nevertheless, I don't have a whole lexicon of things that I enjoy from Meryl Streep. But a glaring omission on our part, though. So let's see. That's Gary. Jonathan texting in. Got to go with Scarlett and Lawrence. Almost stole the vote, though, when you took Sandra Bullock. Okay. We have Philip, who simply says Isaiah is better.
Per usual.
We have Emily, who simply says Isaiah. Tim did not vote, but he did give his top 3, which is Awkwafina, Anna Sophia Robb, and Anna Popplewell from Narnia. Awkwafina from Shang-Chi, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Anna Sophia Robb
from
Bridge of Terabithia.
Clifford, I believe, also. The new Clifford movie.
Interesting choices there from Tim.
Let's see. Justin, this is difficult. Isaiah's list has the most classy, well-established ladies on it, but Hudson has the more contemporary current actresses, but I think I'm going to go with Isaiah's.
Gotta keep it classy, baby.
Another one you could have added would have been Meryl Streep. See, I also, with mine, though, I wanted versatility. I think Rachel McAdams, she's funny, but she's also action-y in spots. I think the same clearly for Scarlett Johansson. She could even sing. And then you forced me into Jennifer Lawrence, even though I would have taken Margot Robbie, who, again, funny, but also leading lady material. And then I think we need to, well, you know what? Who barely missed the cut because you clearly had a long list.
I had Rachel McAdams on mine. I also had Natalie Portman as a possible option.
Nice option.
As well, and the other one that I considered, Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
She's one of my favorite comedic female actresses. I think she's really funny.
I almost drafted Viola Davis because she's always a powerhouse in whatever she is included in. Also, another like classic, like you put her up there, this woman up there with Meryl Streep as best actresses living right now, just like on sheer talent. And that's Frances McDormand. Very good. Going back to like Fargo to now Three Billboards. She's had a lot of good stuff. A few more last minute votes. Nick says Margot Robbie wins it, so Isaiah wins.
Good choice.
And Jacob says Susan Sarandon has been in the most movies, but he doesn't know any of the ones we chose, I guess. And then finally, Max says, I don't know who wins or who has the best picks, but I do have a feeling Hudson may win. And Max, you are correct. I have once again won in Choice Champions.
Oddly enough, I still feel like I'm receiving more votes.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
You know, we're edging into spooky season. You know, my wife has already put up some Halloween decorations indoors. She said it's too early to decorate outside. She's not crazy, but inside might be a few.
I've got a Halloween decoration up.
You do?
I do.
What is it?
It is a basset hound with a broom in his mouth and an orange and black hat on.
Uh-oh.
Because my dog's a basset hound. So.
Yeah, got it. Also, not only is spooky season upon us, but I don't know if we saw this, that AMC has reached a deal with the Screen Actors so they could resume making Walking Dead. All other movies and TV shows are off right now, but The Walking Dead, like the Daryl show, the spinoffs, they were able to get those back up and running very recently here.
Nice.
Yeah, real exciting. And so all that said, what better time to look at which cities are the best and the worst in the United States if you needed to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Now we're talking.
Yeah, there's no better time than now. So Lawn Love ranked the 200 biggest cities in the United States based off of 5 zombie survival categories: vulnerability, hideouts, supplies, protection, and mobility are the different aspects they took into account. And you know, the safest city from a zombie apocalypse, the best place to be if we were to have an outbreak of some kind, is Houston, Texas.
Interesting.
It scored very high on both supplies, I guess a lot of hunting gear and stuff like that, as well as protection and mobility, where you'd be able to get around potentially without, which is surprising because isn't Houston known for having really bad traffic?
I'm not sure if Houston is or not. No, it's a huge city, though.
Yeah. Houston was number 1, New York 2, San Antonio 3.
Wild.
Why is that?
In my mind, in a zombie apocalypse, you would want to be somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
But these are the 200 biggest cities in the United States.
But still, like, I feel like the more people there are equals more zombies.
True.
I would want to be in a small city, less zombies, in my mind.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Like New York, I feel like there's going to be a million zombies there.
There's a million zombies, but there's also more supplies than anywhere else.
But you're also packed in there.
Lots of stores you could raid and loot and plunder.
It'll lock your doors.
New York also similarly scoring high, not only with supplies, but also protection and mobility. San Antonio was 3, Miami 4, Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles was 5. The worst cities, if you're concerned about a zombie apocalypse and you live in one of these cities, you might want to move. Miramar, Florida was all the way at the bottom of the list, followed by Jackson, Mississippi, North Las Vegas, Patterson, New Jersey, and Pembroke Pines, Florida. Now, here's my question for you. If there were a zombie apocalypse taking place, what would be your weapon of choice?
Good question. Probably. I mean, like, are we considering in like a machine gun?
You could, but you gotta, supply that thing with bullets and stuff.
True. I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm going bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow,
No,
like
I'm just
Daryl from the.
That'd be like the
Walking
worst.
Dead.
That'd be like the worst option.
I don't know. It's worked for Daryl.
Yeah, but how do you keep on coming up with arrows?
I don't know. Well, at least the arrows you can reuse. You just get them out of the zombies.
Maybe. What are those things called? You swing with the thing. You swing with the
a mace.
A mace. That's what I'm
You
looking
can
for.
have a mace.
I think so.
Okay.
I think that because it gives me good distance of reach.
Yeah.
I can swing it,
Uh-huh.
so then it gives me a little extra power. Like a base, you're gonna be able to hit someone harder with that than a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Or
Baseball
an
bat's
axe.
a popular choice, but I wouldn't go with that. Yeah.
I would probably go mace,
I would go.
and it would look sick.
I was thinking battle tank.
That's not a weapon.
It sure is.
That's a vehicle. A battle tank?
Yeah.
Then I pick an airplane. That's where I want to be. I
Any vehicle can be a weapon.
wanna be on a-
if you want it to be.
want to be on a military chopper.
Yeah.
Send me up top.
I thought either tank, but then I thought sometimes, you see the zombies, and if they just all kind of collectively climb on top, you could never get out. Right?
Wild. Yeah, I guess not.
So if not that, then probably golf club.
Golf club.
Yeah, more focused.
More standard.
Blunt force.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.